Do you believe you have been hurt before because you love too much? I realized I was a bit muted there. This is a conversation that I would like us to dive in today and have a conversation about. Welcome to the Awakening Confidence Wednesday talk show, where we talk about real life situations. By the way, 𝐡𝐚𝐯𝐶 is my name. I am a soul liberator, a quantum witch doctor. I support new singles to find that groove, feel confident, and find love. And today I just wanted us to have a conversation a bit about the myth that the reason why you get hurt is because you love too much. And if you believe this, I would like you to say something below. Just type in something to say, yes, I believe I love too much. That's why I've been hurt in the past. Because this is like I said, it's a myth. This is what we believe. This is what we hold into. That's why most people, they find it easier to shut off their heart so that they don't get to feel anything after heartbreak. Instead of healing, their defense mechanism is like, just shut off your heart so that you don't get hurt, because we love too much. So this is what I want us to talk about today. And before we can go there, I would just like to ask you, what is your dream? Like when you talk about your dream partner, if you talk about finding love and all that, how is it that you want to feel in your relationship? What is it that you're looking for? Are you looking for that emotional connection? Are you looking for security? Are you looking for freedom? Are you looking for acceptance? Because there is many reasons why you desire a relationship. And the reason why I'm bringing you there, I would like you to connect into it, because at times it's kind of like, okay, I'm looking for someone who just loves me and accept me as I am, you know. Whatever that you might be saying, what is your dream partner? What is it that you want in a relationship? Because whatever that you desire, wherever that you at, whatever that you feel like, I would like to just connect with someone because I just want to love, or I have this void and I just want to share with someone. I have this void because I want to be with someone. I want to be able to love someone. At times there's a reason why that is happening. You know, there is a reason why you feel like I would like to connect with someone, because somehow you are disconnected to yourself. This is why I want us to talk about love, because we have taken love and put it into this box where it's kind of like, if I find someone, if I find love, or if I find a partner, then I'm gonna get a lot of these things that I desire, you know. And if you cannot give yourself that, you cannot find it in a relationship. What is here now is everywhere. And what is now not here, you can't find it anywhere. I would just like you to sit with that. What you can find right now, where you're at, you can find everywhere. And what is not here, it's nowhere to be found. This is why I would like you to start with that. If I say I want to find love, I want to be in a relationship, this is my dream partner, what is it that you're looking for? Are you looking for security? Are you looking for maybe to feel important, or maybe just for status, you know? Because I know that at times a lot of people hold into something that is toxic for the reasons that it gives them something that they cannot give themselves. How is that landing? Can you feel into that? Because the reason why I'm talking about this, if you are feeling that heartbreak, like you coming from a relationship and it's kind of like, I would like to find someone and I want to find someone better, you are coming from revenge. You know, kind of like, I want to find someone better so that I can something better than what I had. You know, it's kind of like you are running into something to overcome something. And if you have been watching your parents, because I'm big on parents, change your parents, change your life. You know, if you see parents that have been repeating over and over and over again, chances are, if you do not get to the core of it, you're gonna repeat it again. So what are the patterns that you have been repeating? As I mentioned, that I lived a lie of I love too much for a long time. That's where I lived. I stayed there, actually. I told myself that I love too much. That's why I was getting hurt. But it was not true. What was happening is Subconsciously, consciously, I thought so, but subconsciously, the energy that I was giving, the vibration that I was giving was desperation. I was coming from despair. I just wanted to be loved no matter what. And I mentioned before that something does not just change overnight. Things don't just get bad overnight. You don't get into a relationship and then one day things are just so messy or whatever. There is something that you might have known, that you might have seen, that you might have felt, and you ignored it. Because today I want us to talk about our intuition, our inner guidance, our inner GPS. Because we all have that gut feeling, which is connected to our subconscious mind, which normally tells us if something is not right. You feel it. Because when I look at the patterns that are of the relationship that I was in, the patterns that were in my relationship, I know from the beginning, I knew this relationship is not for me. But I ignored it. Because the desperation to be in a relationship, the desperation to be accepted, the desperation to be loved was way more powerful and dominant than the guidance that was coming through. I ignored it, and deep within, I told myself, I'm going to do what I can to make sure that this works. And that's when we wear different masks of being a savior. You know what you don't like. Your inner guidance is telling you this relationship is not for you. But because you want a certain status, because you want to feel secure, because you want the connection that you don't have within you, you are looking for it outside of you, you just ignore that. And you just go ahead. And at the end of the day, when things don't work out, you are surprised or you get angry. As I shared my story where I was going through a very deep transformational state. I was angry, and I feel like angry is just an understatement. And there was that hatred that was happening at the same time. And when I connected to my intuition, to my inner guidance, the message that was just coming through was forgive. And I was just like, what? Are you kidding me? You know, because I was hurting, and there was no way where forgiveness could come in at that particular moment, you know. And I was just holding into an illusion, a lie, a myth that love is hurting me. And the voice that came through that was so loving but yet so powerful was, what attracted you to him? And this is what I want to ask you. And I would like you to reflect on that. Whatever pain that you're going through, whoever that you feel is hurting you, whatever situations that you're still holding into, because at times we get whatever relationship that you just coming from right now, you might be feeling hurt, and that might be triggering past suppressed emotions that you have not dealt with. And you, like I mentioned as well, that patterns are so big. When you look at the patterns that you've been attracting, you realize that this has been going on for a while. So when you look at the kind of people that you say, these are my people, because you know that as much as you want to be in a relationship, as much as you might be telling yourself that I want an emotional available person, and whatever that you are putting out there, stay in your frontal cortex, you're just calling it in to say, this is what I want. Subconsciously, there is that person that when you meet, you might meet 2 3 people, but there is one who's going to catch your attention. There is one that you're going to be pulled towards, because there is something that is familiar within you. That's what's going to attract you to that person. So what is it? What is your attraction? When you look at the pattern of the kind of people that you date, what is it that attracts you to those people? Or if you cannot put a finger on it, I would like to reflect back on yourself to say, like I said, what is it that you need in a relationship? Because at that time when that question came through to say, what is it that you're looking for? When I sat down, it was like wires were just, there was bells ringing in my head, because I realized that I was just looking for someone to accept me. And I still remember this so well, because that was the time when I was I was just in my teenage stage, and I was drinking and smoking, and there was this thing that, okay, fine, women cannot, this judgment around women smoking and all that, especially smoking, it was kind of like there was this judgment around it. And with this guy, it was just like, okay, like I could be myself at that particular time when I was with him or his family, so there was that acceptance that I wanted from him. In truth, But deep down, I knew that this is not my person. So wanting acceptance, I could not accept myself. I could not be just comfortable to say, okay, fine, whatever the people say, this is who I am right now, and accept myself as I am. But I wanted acceptance from someone else. You know, whatever that I wanted that I could not give myself, it led to me being rejected. And and this is the fear of being rejected, the fear of being abandoned, the fear of being unloved, the fear of not belonging. You know, if you do not get to that to say, I want to go to be in a relationship, my ideal partner or my dream partner is someone who would give me, and you cannot find it within you, chances are you're going to attract someone who's going to give you exactly what you fear. So just take a deep breath, feel into your body, tell me what is it that you can relate with what I shared about your whatever that you desire consciously. But when you connect to your subconscious, you might realize that this is my fear. I'm afraid of opening my heart because I might get hurt, because I was with this kind of person and this is what happened, you know. And when you look at that person, because at times we are projecting, you know, whatever we do not heal, chances are we're going to project it onto other people. And what is also common is that emotional codependency, where if I'm looking for acceptance, I'm going to find someone who also just want to be accepted. So we are coming together from that leg of I'm not accepted. There's no one who's gonna love me. So can you just accept me as I am? And you just come together and it's gonna be this pro you kind of thing. So you have problems of projecting and pointing fingers and all that to each other. And because no one is willing to accept their fears and doubts or work on them, so you just want to be throwing them to each other. You throw them, they throw them, you throw them, they throw them. You're not getting anywhere, you know. So until you choose to say, okay, fine, I'm gonna look at my life, I'm gonna look at the fears that I have in relationship. Why do I fear opening my heart? What is it that I want? Can I give it to myself first? Because if you feel you have to run away from yourself, just know that no one is going to be comfortable with you. Whatever that you do not want accepting you, no one is going to accept. Until you accept that and find the beauty in it, then someone is going to find it as beautiful as you find it. It all starts with you. So this myth that you love too much, that's why you get hurt, it's not true. You might think you love too much, but love does not love someone more than you love yourself. You understand? If you love someone so much to say, okay, fine, whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna do it as long as you love me. Love knows boundaries. Where if you don't know love, you're not gonna have any boundaries. And I believe boundaries can only be drawn where there is love. If you are boundaryless, feeling unworthy, desperate to be loved, desperate to belong, desperate to be accepted, desperate to be appreciated, chances are you're going to attract people who will just give you exactly that which you fear. So just breathe into that. What are your fears and doubts? Do you feel like it's time for you to look at that? Do you feel like it's time for you to work on that? Or you just prefer to close that in a closet and just pretend that does not exist, and you just go ahead and look for the next person and just pray and hope that this person is someone who's going to love you? How has that worked for you in the past? If you're watching and you want to share your opinion, how has that worked in the past? What are your fears and doubts? Are you willing to look at them, or you prefer to ignore them, but you want someone who is more emotionally available? Because whatever we don't hit, whatever we don't heal, whatever wall that we are creating around our heart, it's also blocking us from receiving that which we desire. It becomes a barrier. What does not go out does it doesn't come out and it doesn't come in. Love does not come out and it doesn't come in. You know, you just close yourself in this big wall that you have built of protection, but you are also protecting yourself from what you desire. And I know at times after going through so many relationships that failed for whatever reason, you lose confidence, you lose your groove, you lose yourself in it. And when you look at it again to say you were in relationship because you wanted to be loved, therefore you were more focused on what the others needed, what the others wanted. What is it that I can give them so that they can accept me, so that they can love me? You never really stopped and paid attention to say, what is it that I really want? What is it that is really expansive for me? How do I really want to be treated? Because when you tap into that, can you just feel how expansive is that? When you tap into that, you are able to connect into like really the qualities that you need from someone. And you're gonna connect your inner guidance, because your inner guidance it's not really there when you're coming from fear, worry, and being anxious and all, So when you meet someone, it's like, oh my God, it's too good to be true. Oh my God, does he really want to be with me? You're just coming from, you're already, already like you are working overtime from your head. You are not connected to your body. You are not feeling really what is happening. This is why at times we override the inner guidance that is coming through with what we want from the logic, which we think is going to give us that whatever status that you desire in a relationship, you know. But when you are calm, because when it's really love and you are feeling worthy, you are calm because you are worthy of love. You know your person, your soulmate is just around the corner. You are not desperate to be in a relationship. You get to just connect, not pushing your energy out and trying to grasp into something as if without it you're not gonna breathe. No, you hold your energy in yourself and you get to be and have a conversation and get to know who someone is, and you can say no and mean it without the fear of what if that was the only chance of me being in love, yet within you are feeling something that is telling you this is not for you. And I'm just going to share this with you quickly, one of the experiences that I had, and I would say it was the painful heartbreak, but at the same time, it opened my eyes to more because I was able to trust my intuition even more. Because I was in a relationship where I ended up finding that my boyfriend at that time was in a relationship with his sister-in-law, and I didn't know shit. I didn't know. And how did I get to know that? I was just at work and I had this insight that was just kind of like this gut feeling. I just wanted to check his email. I didn't even know why. I tried to ignore it, but there was just that urge to say, check his email. And I was like, I don't even know his password, you know? And at the end, I just opened the email and password. I didn't know it, but somehow whatever that I typed, the first one that I gave it was the right password. Okay. Then I checked the emails. I found some things that I found. I skipped some and I went home. When I was at home, something urged me to say, why didn't you open those emails from that sister-in-law? And I was like, why is this, And the following day I opened the emails. I was shocked. And that was the inner guidance that was just saying, this is not for you. It has been there from the beginning. And even prior to this sort of like deal breaker, there was also something sometimes when I ask God to say, God, is this relationship for me? If it's not for me, I would like to know. And then my then boyfriend also called me and started calling his girlfriend's name. Because I was tuned in, tapped in, and I was not only tuned in and tapped in, I was willing to know the truth. Because at times we do not get to know the truth because you don't want to know the truth. Where it's kind of like you put a finger on your face and it's like, I don't want to know. Because you are too afraid of dealing with what is, but at the same time, you keep complaining. At the same time, you feel like you are dying, you're contracting, Because even right now, you might be coming from another relationship and you desire to find love. But as much as you desire to find love, there is a part of you that has so much fear of being hurt again. But you don't want to look at that. What do you think is going to happen if you don't deal with that fear? If you don't deal with that closed heart of I don't wanna I don't wanna be hurt again. Yet you want to find someone who's gonna love you to completion, like make you feel whole. And yet it's something that you can offer yourself. So when you feel into just you showing up confident, connected with your guidance, with your intuition, sorry, connected with your intuition, trusting your guidance, acting on it, feeling worthy, not being desperate to find love, knowing that your person exists. And I'm just saying knowing, because there is a difference between hoping and that inner knowing. To say, I am worthy of love because you are. But the question is, do you feel worthy of love? Do you feel that you can find your soulmate? You feel confident enough to even feel confident when you find that partner, or when you find that partner you're gonna feel like, oh my god, he's too much, he's too handsome, and you start looking at criticizing yourself, looking at what is missing and all that, or you gonna be expansive to welcome him or her and feel worthy of being in that relationship. What is it? What is coming through for you? Do you feel worthy of this amazing relationship or finding love? Are you ready for it? Or you still holding into the pain that happened? You are still holding into past hurts. You are still repeating generational imprints, generational patterns. Because at times when you look at things, you might be holding into things because it has been like that in our family. We get married and we divorce. We meet people and we have children and they abandon us. What are the patterns that we see in your family? Are you still holding into this as parents, or you are willing to say it's not going to happen with me? Not with me. And not just say it, but do something about it. Like I said, I support new singles to get that groove back, feel confident and find love. And if you feel you want to have a conversation because there is something that has been repeating itself, there is part of you that want a relationship, but there is a part of you that is scared, or you don't even know what you want, which is something that is very common. When I ask someone, how do you want to feel in a relationship? Just tell me how you want to feel. What people do often is like they talk about the problem. They don't know how they want to feel. They don't really know what they want, but they don't know what they know what they do not want, which is also it's a great start. Because right now you experience a lot of things that like, no matter what, I do not want this. And now it's time to know what you really want. Because if you have lost yourself in emotional codependence relationship because you're focusing on what other people want so that they can accept you, now it's time for you to connect deeply with you and find out what you really want, how you really want to feel, what is a deal breaker, what is a no. Not where people will tell you, oh, come on, this person only cheated 3 times, or this person oh, we're just going through this. Where would you find someone who doesn't cheat? I've lost count of how many times I've heard that. Or even because I believe, for instance, one of the things that I really, for me, they are really important is when it comes to potential. I love growing. I believe in my magnificence. And even when I'm in a relationship, I want someone who believes in his magnificence so that I can support him in realizing that. So when I am in a relationship where my potential is undermined, I can see that I'm not going to be myself because there is a certain version that my partner want me to be, or I get to play small so that I can be loved and accepted. I get to undermine my potential, my abilities. That's a no for me. And I remember one of the questions that I was asked in the past was, where are you going to find a man who doesn't cheat if cheating is not the problem? Why would you get out of a relationship where there was no cheating? And I was like, there was a time when cheating was a problem in my relationship, and right now, that's not my problem. It's not like, I'm not saying that's not my problem in the sense that it's happening. No, I have worked on that and I know it's something that I wouldn't tolerate. But I had to deal with another version again to say, what is it? What is your next level? Which my next level in my past relationship was like, I gotta unleash my potential. I gotta unleash my magnificence. I gotta connect with my soul path, which was important. And in my past marriage, it was like, are you crazy? You're talking about God, who has measured that? It doesn't exist. It's a fantasy. And for me, it was like, without spirit, because I am spirit. Without that, then I might as well be dead. So there's no relationship that I can be if I cannot be fully myself. And I didn't want to be in a relationship where I had to sort of like hide part of me. When something happens and you want to share it and just celebrate God and just be grateful for whatever, or even my perceptions in life when something is not working out, and I have this thing of like, I change my perception because I know God has my back. I know from experience. If it wasn't because of God, I wouldn't be here. And if you meet someone who's kind of like, come on, undermining that, are you gonna just sit around and just feel small and feel unworthy and all that? As I said before, and I'll just close with this to say, when you stay the longer you stay in a toxic relationship, the more unworthy you feel. So it has a price. It comes at a cost. And even if you have children, on the other hand, that's what you are teaching your children, to say this is acceptable. So if you feel like, next time I'm in a relationship, I want something expansive, I want something that doesn't undermine my potential, I want an expansive relationship, and I want to feel worthy in my own skin, just in my own solitude, respect and value my own solitude, because it's also as vital as being in a relationship. You are not desperate to run into a relationship because you are running from you. You just get into a relationship because you want someone that you can share what you have with. When someone says, what are you bringing to the table? And you know that I'm not bringing to the table. The table is so small for what I bring, which is expansive for me. And there is a lot of abilities that most of you are just downplaying. You just, you're not appreciating them. Because when you talk about what you bring to the table, most of the people are just looking at the finances. Most of you are even looking at the finances and feeling that you are not worthy because you are valuing who you are, your worth, based on money, the money that is in the account. But yet you are the creator. You can create more of that. As I said, money does not define your worth. You are more than that. You are magnificent and you deserve more. And I would like you to remember this no matter what you're going through. And I'll leave you with that. Much love. And reach out, send me a DM. Reach out if you want to have a conversation, because I'm opening this new offer to get your groove back, feel confident, and find love. Much love. Oh, there I go.